Welcome back to Real Cinema Therapy. I'm so excited to dive into another breakdown and theory-filled discussion with you. Today, we're looking at the promo trailer for Yellowjackets Season 3, Episode 10, titled Full Circle. I'll also be sharing some predictions for the finale because, wow, there's a lot to unpack. Let's start with that title, Full Circle. I believe it symbolizes the closing chapter of the Yellowjackets' time in the wilderness. It's also hinting at answers to some of the biggest questions we've had since the very beginning. Questions like who is the Antler Queen, who is Pit Girl, and what's really going to happen to Shauna. I think this finale could be the moment where karma catches up to Shauna. Will she be punished for the things she's done? Let's get into it. The emotional fallout between Callie, Jeff, and Shauna. In the last episode, we saw a tense conversation between Callie and Jeff. Callie called out Shauna's dark side, saying she's a bad person who's done horrible things. Jeff seemed reluctant to agree, but he eventually confessed how lonely and difficult his marriage to Shauna has been. I think Callie will end up playing the tape recording for Jeff, which could be the moment that finally pushes him to leave Shauna. But why is Callie doing this? Does she think she's just as bad as her mom? Let's talk about trauma. We know Callie's been through a lot. Even if she wasn't stranded in the wilderness like Shauna, there's a psychological concept called vicarious trauma, where someone takes on the emotional weight of another person's trauma simply by being close to them, hearing their stories, or witnessing their pain. Someone going through vicarious trauma might show post-traumatic stress disorder, like symptoms such as hypervigilance. They may also struggle with trust or emotional regulation. Sound familiar? That's exactly what we see in Callie. There's also generational trauma, which is when trauma is passed down psychologically through families. Even though Callie didn't live through the wilderness ordeal, she's absolutely feeling the effects of what Shauna went through. Shauna's secrecy, emotional numbness, and questionable morality have shaped Callie too. Is Callie becoming like Shauna? We've seen signs. Callie doesn't have close friendships. She played a prank on classmates with raw meat, mimicking her mom's tactics. She even broke up with her boyfriend easily, showing some of Shauna's emotional detachment. Maybe that scares her. Maybe she thinks, if I'm like my mom, am I a bad person too? Could that be why she's trying to turn Jeff against her mom? So she can be the one who's protected? Now here's where things get really intense. I believe Callie is responsible for Lottie's death. Let's connect the dots. Walter said Shauna's DNA was found under Lottie's nails. But Shauna has an alibi. She was picking up a cat for Jeff. So who else would share Shauna's DNA? Callie. Callie could have had Melissa's note and found out what Lottie did to the frog scientist. Maybe she confronted Lottie in a fit of rage. Or maybe Lottie wanted to sacrifice herself and saw Callie as the witness or successor. We saw her in a white gown, surrounded by candles, saying, "They brought you to me." Sounds really creepy, right? It's possible Lottie tried to sacrifice Callie, and Callie killed her in self-defense. I don't think it was premeditated, but Callie may be running scared now. In the promo, we see Shauna looking in Callie's empty closet. We see Shauna crying, knowing that Callie is gone. Shauna visits Misty, and Misty probably shows her a photo from Lottie's phone. A photo of Lottie and Callie together on the day Lottie died. I believe Shauna will take the blame for Lottie's death. She feels responsible for how Callie turned out. She also is attempting to heal that part of herself that still is haunted by the death of her stillborn child. She feels guilty because she couldn't save him. Shauna will sacrifice herself to save Callie. In the next season, we may see Shauna in prison. It is definitely a redemption arc for her character. The wilderness, the hunt, and the antler queen. It looks like there's been a time skip of several months. The Yellowjackets are in the dead of winter, and food is running out. Lottie said it's time for another hunt. The Queen of Hearts will be drawn again, and someone's going to die. Van has been practicing with the cards. She might even rig the deck to protect herself and Ty. Pit Girl? I think Mari draws the death card. She is Pit Girl. In the first episode of the season, we see Shauna's conflict with Mari, the biting, the ominous comment about eating her, and don't forget that Mari fell in a pit that Coach had rigged. It all feels like foreshadowing to me. The Antler Queen? My guess it's Lottie because of her deep connection to the wilderness. In the promo, we see bright lights behind the Antler Queen. Could this be a rescue team? I doubt we'll see the full rescue in this episode, but I predict that the episode will end on a cliffhanger. Looking ahead to Season 4, I believe we'll have 3 timelines: the wilderness, post-rescue, and the present day. The post-rescue timeline will probably carry the weight of the story moving forward, with the wilderness seen in flashbacks and present-day scenes taking more of a back seat. Now, I would like to know your thoughts and theories in the comments. Do you think Callie is responsible for Lottie's death? Who do you think the Antler Queen and Pit Girl are? And are we finally getting that long-awaited rescue? Or will they leave us hanging again? Until next time, stay curious and keep watching. See you in the next video soon.